souls, this is Jen Lillian helping online spiritual coaches with an online spiritual coaching business to supercharge their results in the next 90 days or less to success. Now, this interview is taken from the Soul Central Summit that we held on the 10th of June 2022, and I'm here with the lovely Heather Prince talking everything and all the challenges when it comes to breaking up with someone. So basically on the lines of, are you ready to date? Maybe it is you're going on to possibly your first date after a long-term relationship. How long does it take to get over a breakup? What is the best way to get over a breakup? Who suffers the most, men or women? You might be surprised when you actually hear the answer. But if you're someone that is trying to get over someone and you want to get your life back on track, then Heather Prince is your lady. And the full interview is just following on from my intro into this video. And if you do have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. We have the lovely Heather Prince. How are you doing, Heather? Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, for those who are just joining in today, you might be on YouTube, and if you are on YouTube and you haven't quite registered, that's absolutely fine. We do have 7 gifts available to those who attend today, and for those who actually would like the like to watch the replay, feel free. Hi Alex, how are you, by the way? Good to see you. Yeah, so feel free to use the link, and then you'll get access to the 7 awesome gifts we have here today on offer for you. If you are tuning in from Facebook, then you may not have registered either, but if you would like to register for the 7 free gifts that we have on offer today, and also for you to have access to the full replay recording, then feel free to follow that link. You can register up until 12 o'clock midnight tonight. So a little bit about me if you're brand new to my world, and a little bit about the coaches and why we're all collaborating today. So hello, my name is Jen Lillian. I've been in business now since 2012. I celebrate my decade in business coming up in August of this year. And I've certainly have been met with the highs and lows of business. And I've experienced the great successes of business when it comes to making loads of money in a different country and gaining authority, and it was great. I've also experienced the nasties of business as well. So when it comes to the stress, the depression, the anxiety, the horrible stuff that can come with business when you've got too much going on. And today is really about pulling together all the amazing coaches that have touched my heart on a deep level in some way, shape or form. And I feel like it's now my way of paying back, because you as an online coach, majority of us, we're all empaths, and we are all here to help other people along their journey. But we are here to help you to help them, because we most of the time put other people first, or a lot of everything else before you, you know, when it comes to your business or your family, your children. So really take on board what every single coach here has to say and has to offer, because without certain tools and techniques in your box, I know in my journey, if I was to revert back a few years ago, I would have loved this sort of information. So I'm here to present to you these amazing, lovely souls with their awesome gifts that they bring to the world, and really depending on where you are on your business journey, on your personal journey, on your life and love journey, we are all here to help. We're all in this together. Sometime when you're out there in the public or general public, let's say, you're not so much understood from time to time, and I want this to be a great safe space for you to, you know, join in, say hi, share whatever it is you're struggling with, because it might be something that we can help with just like that, with a quick simple tool, or it might be something you need help on a much deeper level when it comes to your soul purpose. But we're all human at the end of the day, and we all come with our own set of challenges. So, you know, don't ever feel, as mentioned, you're on your own, because you're not. We've got your back. So when it comes to your love life, you might be an online coach, you might be a practitioner, a healer, a therapist, but it might be that you are also going through a breakup. I know I have as well, even I'm still married, but I have been separated now for like 4 years. A breakup can really make a heavy dent in your life, and it might end up affecting your business. It did me. I experienced all the stress, the burnout, the anxiety around running multiple businesses across 2 corners of the world. It really done me in, and I was having a baby at that time, and unfortunately my marriage didn't survive. And I don't want that for you. I'm not saying you're at that position, but you might be heading towards that situation. We don't know. But the lovely Heather Prince is here to share her story and her way of helping people through a breakup. So again, Heather, thanks ever so much for coming on and having your time with us today. And I really do appreciate you attending the first ever summit. Feel free to maybe discuss your story, like what brings you here today and how have you come here today, and to share what you do right now with everyone else.
I'm honoured to be part of this summit, Jen. You are a fabulous energy and you are an inspiration to many, I'm sure, that are watching this summit. Excuse me. I also was affected by my marriage ending, so my business suffered, and we've only got control over ourselves. We haven't got control over other people. And in my circumstance, after 34 years of being together, my ex had what I would call a midlife crisis, and the trust element in our relationship flew out the window. And once trust is gone, it's a very challenging thing to find yourself in that position. And he actually, for those that understand spirituality, he actually broke the spiritual contract of our marriage. And I was totally flummoxed by it. And I'd been with him since before the age of 16. So it was a lifetime. So I then had to find my way forward. And through that experience, through that journey of creating stepping stones forward, back into putting myself back together, because I literally, we talk about going to pieces, but I literally went to pieces and had to put myself back together again, and then go out into the dating world, something that I had no idea about because I hadn't been an adult dating. I'd been a young girl when I met him. So it was all very new to me, huge learning curve. And we are now really good friends. We've got 3 wonderful children, 8 fabulous grandchildren, and our kids have got married, and we've had grandchildren's birthday parties, and we've made it so that everybody's very comfortable around us. Nobody is feeling a negative energy. Nobody's treading on eggshells. And people would say to me, how did you do this, Heather? How did you get your life back on track? How can you be best friends with your ex after, these circumstances? Anyway, it got me to a place where I put my journey together, and I've called it Fearlessly Moving Forwards Method. And it's a 90-day method. And I know that lots of people ask the question, don't they? How long does it take to get over a breakup? Especially someone like me that was with him. He was my whole world. I was with him for 34 years. I adored every part of him. Well, it takes time. Now, there is a poll that's been done, and they say that the average time to heal is 3.5 months after a divorce. And they say more likely 1.5 years. But then there's another school of thought, which I personally go along with, that it's 6 months to every year that you've been with that person. So for me, it was a long time of repetitive self-awareness, repetitive work on my self-confidence, my self-esteem, my self-belief. All of those things came into play. And I've been teaching meditation for about 30 years now. Here I am in the energy studio where everybody came before lockdown, but they're all coming back next week, which is lovely. And connecting with the higher energies, it was given to me that the journey should relate to a starfish. And when you look at a starfish, it's got 5 legs to it. And when you've been in a relationship where somebody's told you that you're never going to amount to anything, or you've gained weight and you're fat and they don't fancy you anymore, or oh, what you doing that course for? You're never gonna get anywhere with it. If anybody's ever done that, what they're doing is they're cutting off your self-confidence, they're cutting off your self-esteem, they're cutting off your self-respect, your self-belief, your self-love, and all of those can be regenerated with a starfish. It's clever. You cut off a little bit of that starfish, it regenerates. And that's what Spirit was showing me. Heather, show them how to become whole again. Now, when you talk to Joe Blogs, they've got no idea about becoming whole again, but talking to people that have opened themselves up to reading The Secret, or having tarot readings, or they're open to the world of energy, they can understand that you need to become whole again. Because when we've experienced trauma, it's like gouging out a lump out of a whole melon. We need to put that back together again. Some people might call that soul retrieval. There's different names for different things. So you need to become whole before you date again. Because if you don't, what happens is, when I've done workshops and I've got people to write down each relationship, the same traits, the same patterns have been repeated, even though that person is a completely different person and they look completely different. But we've got little antennae that goes out, and we feel familiar with something that we recognize, but we don't always, we're not always self-aware about it. So we need to raise our vibration so that therefore we become aligned to somebody who's aligned with us. And the main thing about that is self-love. And everyone thinks, oh, that's all about the ego. No, it isn't. It's about looking in the mirror and looking at yourself and really loving yourself, because until you do that, how on earth can you expect someone else to love you?
That's really, really a great point. Just to end that introduction to you, Heather, there was a lot there. Thank you ever so much. And thanks for sharing your journey, because sometimes this is such a painful topic to talk about. And sometimes people don't like to admit to themselves, or, you know, to whoever, that they've actually got a challenge or three in their relationship. And it's great that you guys, you described yourself and your ex as best friends. And I actually fall into that category myself. I have a very great, healthy relationship with my ex-partner. Well, he is still my husband, but ex-husband. And we are bringing up our 6-year-old together. But we are actually in a minority group. Most people do struggle to have that healthy relationship with their ex thereafter. But as you did mention, the point was, it does take time, and it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. And we can help you, or yourself, Heather can help you get there if you like the idea of having a nice, I won't call it relaxing, but it's just a nice, healthy connection with your ex. Because I feel like whenever there's a little bit of friction, because there can still be a few challenging points with it, if I can only talk about myself, right? Because we don't know anyone else here, and you've shared us about your history, Heather, with your ex. But let's say there's something that comes up with myself, my ex, and my son, and the friction starts boiling up. It can, I mean, nothing major just happens in the last like 4 or 5 years, really, since we've separated, but it can spill over to the other areas. And as an online coach, we've got enough to be dealing with anyway, and we don't want this part of your life getting even more challenging, because it's all about the balance, right, Heather? You get one thing working, and then it's the other thing, like
yeah. I like to look at the life wheel. I like to look at the 8 elements of the life wheel, and obviously since my marriage ended and I've niched down to focus on relationships, it's this section over here. But you'll see that next to it is career. And anybody watching this who is a coach, it can bleed over. Because when you're focused on your career, and opposite there is finance, and obviously that relates to it. But you can also hear the opposite relationship is your health. And that certainly relates to it, because we know that when you're stressed, there is an effect on your health. And that is the worst thing that can happen. And I don't know if anybody was watching Channel 3 yesterday, where they were talking on I forget the name of the program now, with all the ladies, and they had a couple of guys there. Oh, Loose Women. They had a couple of guys there, and one of them was Stephen from Dragon's Den, and he was saying, you know, that when he's so focused as an entrepreneur on all his business that he's involved in, his relationship suffers terribly, and his health, when he's totally stressed out. So everything touches everything else.
I'm so glad you brought that point up, because that connects to my share with Moira in the last recording of the Soul Central Summits lineup. When I was experiencing severe stress, depression, anxiety, when it came to running multiple businesses from China and England, whilst having a baby in that time, it completely spilled into the relationship as well, because having a successful, quote unquote, successful business with a partner, your loved one, is very challenging. And unfortunately, I didn't quite manage it. However, you could say I've still won. We're still married. We're still like healthily in friendship. And I've obviously got my own online coaching business, and I'm here to pass over to others. So, but it is a complete science. Like, it's just so crucial that you are looking after yourself and you have the right strategies in your business, because if your business is going well, your relationship tends to mirror that, and vice versa. So,
yes,
you know, you're not on your own. There are many ways and help at hand, for example, like your good self, Heather, in order to improve the relationship. But really, the whole message that keeps coming through with you, Heather, is it's actually self-love. It's like your partner is an extension of you, and it's a bit like your business. I always see my business an extension of me. If my business is doing well, therefore I'm doing well. Or if I'm doing well, my business is doing well. It's like a knock-on effect, really, because if you're not doing well in your business, it's because you need to sort something out within. There's either some block, some ancestral clearing you need to do, some soul mission you're not quite aligned with, or whatever it is. And we go from, in this particular group, this is what the summit is all about. We help you identify whether it's like a down-to-earth, you know, sort of very generic problem, to like a real deep soul level problem, because it could be that you are doing everything right in your business, you are doing everything right in your relationship, but are you supposed to be with that person? Are you on the right business path?
I think that you know, there's a saying, isn't it, that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and we just have to enjoy the moment, don't we? Because all we have is the moment, is the present. And I think that it's really important to not worry about yesterday and not worry about next week, and just enjoy the moment. And I think what Stephen said on Loose Women yesterday was very relevant, that in his business as the CEO, he can make the decisions. But when you're in a partnership, in a relationship, it's not about taking control. It's about compromise. It's about flexibility. So it's different from running your own business. Now, if you're in business together as a couple, and you're in a relationship, it blurs that line, doesn't it? And there has to be some kind of ground rules that both of you agree on, that is comfortable, and it can vary from couple to couple.
Exactly, Heather. And you and I did work together a few months ago. We partnershiped in a way of helping couples in business. So if I was to revert back to John and I and what we had together as a successful business in China, we were always trying to decide things between ourselves, and we didn't have like an outside business coach to help us. But that's what I would learn from, like, looking back then in the past, have a business coach, because then it takes away all the questions around how to run a business between yourselves, because your partnership is precious. You know, your relationship is key, and you're in it for a reason. Obviously, you've married that person with good intent because you love them, and you know, have help. So that our partnership together is all about, I help with the business side, and you help with the relationship. But for those who are actually broken up, Heather, we do feel for you. It's obviously a very painful experience for most of us most of the time if you're going through a breakup. And you've obviously mentioned it does take a long time. And again, you also mentioned it's like for every 6 months, for every year it's 6 months. And yeah, it's definitely a process. But what would you say is like the best way to get over a breakup to help you?
Oh, what a great question, Jen. What a great question. First of all, if anyone is watching this and you have experienced a breakup, it is so important to honor your feelings, because if you suppress your feelings, it's kind of like a pressure cooker. It will come up at some point, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later, and it will affect you on a physical level. And the last thing we want is for your health to suffer. So it's about giving yourself space. It's about honoring your feelings without becoming obsessive. That's the key here, because a lot of people can become really obsessive. It's about keeping a distance from your ex. Now, I've got kids, Jen's got kids, so there has to be some communication regarding that. But apart from that, there needs to be a very fine line drawn of keeping your distance and taking time out for you. Also, it's important to talk. Friends and family are fine, but what happens with friends and family is talking to them creates a reaction, and you can read their face or their body language. Talking to somebody outside your circle that isn't personally involved is so much easier without any judgment. And aiming to go to bed at a decent hour, even if you've got a problem sleeping, even if you're just resting, that's really good. Going out for a walk and taking in the nature and the beauty around you is another mood booster. And making sure that you eat regularly and choosing healthy options rather than binge eating a family packet of crisps or a family pizza or a whole carton of ice cream. That will only make you feel worse, and if you gain weight, that will make you feel worse. So it's really important to just prioritize you and to make those healthy choices.
Yeah, really good advice, Heather. I know, like during my breakup, it was even hard to get out of bed. So I know if you're going through a breakup, you might think, well, that's easier said than done, and that is true. It is easier said than done. However, if I can just talk to you right now from the mindset of, if you're in that place and you are just struggling with heavy emotion and you're even struggling to get out of bed, let's say, just think of your future self. Eat that apple, have that smoothie for a better future for yourself, because your future will come. Even though you don't, I know we say like live in the present, and it is a present, being present, right? And it is a gift that we are here and we can count on the moments. But at the end of the day, you need to still continue to put one foot forward when it comes to a breakup. It is a journey and you will get through it. It does get easier as each day passes. And again, with Heather's great tips, you will get there for sure. And I know that YouTube's a great source, and this question does come up a lot, I must admit, Heather, so feel free to answer. Like, who suffers the most, would you say? Is it the man, the woman, or both? Like, yeah.
You know what? There has been a study which is really interesting. Excuse me. The study has discovered that men suffer greater emotional impact. They had 184,000 volunteers in this study. And they said that the top issue with the breakup was poor communication. So my main practice with my clients is on more clearer, positive communication, because a lot of us have what I call a knee-jerk reaction. And rather than that knee-jerk reaction, if we can pre-think what we're going to say and how we're going to say it and how that will be received, it changes everything. So that's a really, really important tool to learn to move forwards. Another issue, which I mentioned on a personal level, was trust. If somebody betrayed you, if somebody abandoned you, So many people say to me, oh, Heather, I don't think I can ever trust anybody ever again. Well, the first person you need to trust is you, because we've got a gut feeling, our intuition, and that's our second brain. And when we start to trust our gut and we start to trust self, everything starts with self, we can then begin to start to trust again with someone else. So that's another really good tip. And also another breakup issue was time investment. Now, if we're all in the green zone here, which is career, and we don't give a lot of time to this zone relationship here, we're out of balance. And the key to our full potential is to be on the outer rim here at a 10 out of 10 score. In an ideal world, most of us have got this wheel, and if you think of it on a bicycle, we're limping along. It's an uncomfortable ride. If the career is absolutely fantastic, it's a 9 out of 10, but the relationship is a 3 out of 10, it's going to be quite uncomfortable. We need it to be balanced, and that's the key here. Another breakup issue regarding why people broke up was somebody's physical appearance. They'd let themselves go, and that was a bit of a turn off. And another one was substance abuse, somebody that had an addiction. So all of those played the part, but it was the man who suffered the most emotional impact. Was that a surprise, Jen?
To be fair, yes, a big surprise, because you would naturally think, well, you know, it'd be sort of maybe 50-50, quite even, but, you know, it actually does make sense in a way, because their communication styles are different to ladies, possibly, or we as females are always encouraged to talk about our emotions more than men, so maybe when they do struggle with something so big in their life, they don't know how to ask for the right help or talk, or so yeah, it sort of makes sense really. But yeah, surprising to hear, in all honesty, as well. So,
yeah, I think, yeah, you know, the female energy, we're a lot more open and we are in touch with our female emotions, the moon. Yeah. And the male not so much, but I think it's becoming more acceptable now that it's okay that big men do cry, and it's okay. It's a release of the emotions, and it's okay to talk, and it's good to talk.
That is a lovely, lovely note to end on things. So thanks ever so much, and that's awesome. You do have a fantastic gift. There are 7 today, and your particular one is a guided meditation for a broken heart. Would you like to say anything extra when it comes to meditation?
Yes. If you download the meditation and you listen to the meditation, the visualization, to help you heal your broken heart, it might feel uncomfortable. That's okay. Just go with it. Listen to it again when you're ready, and again and again, until you feel that actually there is a healing, there is an improvement, and that you may not need to listen to it anymore. But everyone's unique, everyone's different. Somebody might listen to it a few times, somebody might need to listen to it a lot more, but just trust yourself that you will know what is right for you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. What a lovely gift to share with everyone. If you do want these 7 gifts, you haven't quite registered yet, if you're watching on YouTube or maybe live in the Facebook group Soul Central, then feel free to find the link. You can, you know, enjoy all these 7 gifts. If you're watching a replay, also go check back on your emails. You'll find all the links to the gifts in there. If you haven't got the link and you can't see it, just feel free to message me either on YouTube, Facebook, or generally my normal Facebook page. And yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks ever so much, Heather. It's been very useful, and for all those who are struggling right now, you are not on your own, because it can be quite a lonely place that you might find yourself if you're breaking up, or you are breaking up with someone. So yeah, we've got you back if you do want the help.
We certainly do, and sending out lots of love to you. I've been there, I know what it feels, and if you need to speak confidentially, don't hesitate to contact me. And thank you, Jen, for putting this online. It's fabulous, and I hope that the rest of the day goes well.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. I appreciate it. I will definitely be in touch soon. Thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, we'll see you for the next Soul Central coach, which is Andrew, 2:30 to 3 p.m. And we'll be talking about negative energy and entities. So thanks again, Heather. Appreciate it and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Many thanks for watching this video. If you're a coach, healer, therapist or practitioner and would like to supercharge your online coaching business, then feel free to hit the link below in the description box where you can receive the successful 6-figure soul roadmap and training. It walks you through step by step on how to start, build and grow your online coaching business to success. See you in the next video.